Alright, I am Static and I'm back again once again. And today I'm going to explain exactly how I run my universe mode in 2K23 and how you can implement your own custom rules to make your own universe exactly how you want it. Let's get straight into it. Alright, so these are the list of rules that I applied to my own universe mode to make it as competitive as possible. Keep in mind that this is just what I like, right? Yeah, you may want to put a little bit of a different twist on your universe mode, but this is what I like and this is what I like to do. I know there's a lot, but don't worry, I'll explain everything. Tracking your wins and losses. You should be doing that after every single match. And there are several reasons why tracking your wins and losses plays such an important role in universe mode. First of all, the first reason is character development. It adds a sense of urgency and stakes to a match, right? A good win and loss record or a winning streak can elevate a wrestler's status, and it can lead to championship opportunities or even lead to a main event match. However, if you're consist case of characters that otherwise wouldn't get any TV time. Faction members are allowed to take each other's place. This universe has factions/stables, and even though this universe mode is based on the single division and we mainly do either single matches or multi-man matches with no tag team matches, factions and stables are still included, and they allow for about 2 to 5 members per faction. This rule means that if you're part of a faction and you have an upcoming match, you are allowed to choose another member to take your place instead. And this adds another layer of randomness and unpredictability, but it also keeps that layer of realism that we need. Because depending on the character of the superstar selected for the match, he may choose to either wrestle or sit this week out. Like, for example, somebody who doesn't like to wrestle, I don't know, The Miz, right? Let's say The Miz is in the faction, right? And this week, maybe all the weeks, he may choose to just not wrestle because he doesn't want to wrestle and he'd rather talk. The number 1 faction versus the number 2 faction on pay-per-views. So every pay-per-view, the top 2 factions, based on the combined win and loss records, will have a singles match, right? And that match is a faction match. And that means that each faction chooses one member to represent their factions for that match, and they will go one-on-one in the pay-per-view. Faction match pay-per-view wins equals all members get top ranking in the current division. So if you win a faction match, you will receive a faction championship. And also, each member will earn the top spots of the current division. For example, if Imperium wins the match, right? Gunther will be the number 1 contender for the World Championship division because he's in that division. And Ludwig and Vinci will be on slot 1 and 2 of the Intercontinental Championship division. Make sense? So this gives factions an advantage, right? It gives them a sense that they're in control and they have a lock on the division. And that begins the week right after the pay-per-view. So a win takes that rank number and a loss means -1 to that rank. So each division has a ladder ranking system. So if a superstar with a lower rank wins versus a superstar with a higher rank, that lower rank takes that higher rank, right? So the superstar who lost goes down 1 rank down that ladder. Now, if the higher ranked superstar wins the match, he keeps his spot. He doesn't move up, he doesn't move down, he just defends that spot and holds it. So the lower ranked superstar, now he gets knocked down 1 spot on the ladder. So that's how that works. The top 3 ranks defends those ranks every single week. So every week, 3 ranking spots will be defended, right? The number 1 contender for the World Championship will always defend his spot every single week. and number 1 and number 2 for the secondary championship will defend their spots. So the superstar that holds that rank will be forced to have a match every week for the most part, and they will be against a randomly selected opponent. Now for multi-man matches, right? Each win counts, and losses, you get no penalty. So what that means is, if you win a multi-man match, for each person that you pin or submit, that gets added to your win record. So for example, right, if Pete Dunne wins the match, which he's really good at multi-man matches, man. I don't know why, I don't know how, but he's really damn good. During the match, right, let's say he pinned 2 other superstars, right? Now his wins gets added. So he gets 2 more wins added to that win-loss record. So he would just be 2-0, even though he only competed in 1 match. Comprende? Also, if you lose that match, it will not count as a loss. So this is like a low-risk, high-reward match, which is really good for giving opportunities to those that are at the bottom of the division. Now for rivalries. When you are in a rivalry, you cannot compete for a championship match at a pay-per-view. So you cannot compete. You must first beat your rival. Your rivalry, if you win at the pay-per-view, right? Your goal is to win your rivalry, and once you do that, your reward is that you will face the number 1 contender for that specific division that you are currently in. So you will get a shot at the number 1 contender. Now, for rivalry, if you lose that match at that pay-per-view, you will have absolutely no matches for 4 weeks or 1 month. So you will be penalized, and you will not be able to compete for the next calendar month. And that makes rivalries a big deal, because if you are in a rivalry, if you choose to be in a rivalry, you better win. If not, all your momentum will go down the drain, and you will do absolutely nothing for an entire month. Now, for the go-home shows. And the go-home shows will always have the rank number 1 versus the rank number 2 every time during the go-home show. So the week before the pay-per-view is the go-home show, and for all divisions, rank number 1 superstar will face the rank number 2 superstar. And this will happen with the World Championship division and the Secondary Championship division. This determines exactly who gets that championship opportunity right before the pay-per-view for the current division. Now, for the television championship. This television championship was made so there can be big opportunities for those who cannot reach the top of the ladder. Since the World Championship or the Secondary Championship will not be defended on a week-by-week basis, I created a championship that will. So every single week there will be an open challenge for the television championship that must be defended on both brands. This is the Workhorse Championship, and this is honestly the heart and soul of this entire universe mode. So anyone can accept this challenge no matter what. The win and losses doesn't matter. The ranking doesn't matter. The division that you're in does not matter. All you have to do is either be a part of the roster, the current roster, right? You can't hop from brand to brand, the current roster, or you must be a free agent to participate in the Television Championship Open Challenge, right? Now, when you are the television champion, you must defend that championship 5 times in order to receive a championship match. So this is almost like a trade-off. You must defend it 5 times, and then you are granted a championship match for any championship of your choosing. So when you beat the champion, you will then win that championship, right? And then you give up and vacate your television championship for another superstar to win, and the cycle repeats itself, right? 5 defenses will not be easy to do. It just won't. Like, especially when you have to defend it on both brands. So you have to manage all of the things that are going to be thrown at you when you are television champion. So if you manage to defend it on Monday, let's say, you still have to defend it on Friday again. So it is the workhorse championship for a reason. And if you get injured, right, since you're going to be competing a lot, if you get injured, you are forced to vacate that championship. Now, for the television championship, you are not part of the division once you win the television championship. Once you win the TV championship, you are not a part of the division anymore, which means that wins and losses are unaffected. So you are unaffected. Your records are completely unaffected as long as you are the television championship. Since you're going to be traveling between brands, I think this is fair. And also, this rule is put in place so you can't cheese your way to the top of the division or cheese your way to gain your faction a lot of momentum. So you can use normally you can just use the television championship to stack your wins and losses for your faction, but this makes sure that you are completely unaffected. Now, if an injury occurs, you will have bandages on that body part. So if an injury occurs, the medical team will bandage you up on that specific body part, and everyone on the roster, when you are competing in the match, will get to see which body part is damaged. If you have a body part injury on red damage, you will be taken to the medical facility and you will be out with an injury for a minimum of a month. Now, when you are champion, right, and you lose that championship, you will be brought to the back of the line, bottom of the ladder, in last place by default, right? However, you do have an option, right? When you have lost your championship, you have an option to move from division to division. So, for example, you can change your division from, let's say, if you were in the United States Championship division and you lost the United States Championship, you have an option to level up and move to the World Championship division. Now, when you defend your championship, you have an option. If you defended your championship just once, just one defend, you're allowed to redesign that title. So this is how I will be booking my weekly matches. And this is in no particular order. So for the first match, for example, I would do the number 1 spot, the number 1 ranked person in the secondary division would face a random opponent. The number 2 ranked spot for the secondary championship division will face another random opponent. So that's 2 matches for the secondary division already. The third match will usually be a rivalry match. So the rivalry match will consist of either somebody in any division in the World Championship division or the secondary championship division. The fourth match will usually be the World Championship division number 1 contender, and he would face somebody that is in his division at random. And the fifth match will always be the Television Championship Open Challenge. Alright guys, that's all I have to share with you guys about creating your own universe. Now if you're still confused, right, or you're not sure how this is going to work, I will be uploading episode 1 of Universe Mode very, very soon. Alright? This is gonna be good. Now, if you are looking forward to watching more videos from your boy Static, please leave a like, hit the subscribe button, or comment down below exactly how do you run your universe. How do you run your universe mode? Comment down below. Let me know. Let me know if I missed anything. And for now, see you for